Hello everybody, this is Toys-R-Us, and for this third-party review and showcase we're going to be looking at the Dx9 Mini 02 Michael Murphy, which is this take on a chromedome figure. So we're going to have a quick look at him in both of his modes. Help me decide how you want to display him. We'll have a look at the accessories that come with him. We're going to of course compare him with his original G1 self, and then we'll bring in a couple of third-party figures from other toy companies just to see how he scales with the rest of them. So as you can see, quite a bit to get through with this video. So as I pop these back, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please. And the other is to thank Show Z, which is where I purchased this from, and as you can see they got him to me nice, quickly and safely. So let's have a quick look at the packaging then and how he came. So this is the box. It should be fair, it's really good quality. It's got a nice sheen on it. It's really thick cardboard, to be honest. It's quite awkward to get into. Dx9, I believe, is something to do with sort of Magic Square. And of course, because he transforms, he's not licensed by Hasbro or Takara, so they can't call him chromedome. He does come packaged inside a clamshell like that in his robot mode. And unfortunately, and it is a little bugbear of mine, and I know I should probably get it with the 21st century, but there's no instructions with him. There's just a QR code that you scan there for the they say the deformation video, which means the instructions, but I'd rather just have something physical in hand. Right, let's have a look at the actual figure himself then. So these, again, for those of you who don't know, these are dubbed as mini masterpiece figures because they've got the articulation of exactly that, of a masterpiece figure at a mini scale. So first things first, he is a headmaster, but the gimmick of course isn't really working. It's just for show, so that is of course just painted on there. The little headmaster does transform, however the arms again are just painted on there. I mean, this is absolutely tiny. I suppose to give you an idea of how small it is, that's a Doctor Who Optimus Prime, which is indeed very small by himself, but there is your core class Optimus Prime figure, so he's absolutely tiny compared to that. But it's nice that there's enough detail on him. The head does move unbelievably. The little head on it is articulated for obvious reasons. I don't want to pull it about too much just in case I break it, but it pops in, and as you can see, the dial doesn't move or anything. Of course the head will still turn around, and that's of course why, because the little head's articulated. The arms will go out to the sides full T, they'll go all the way around. They are pretty much unrestricted. Is there a shoulder swivel? It's just underneath at the elbow, to be honest. There is of course a flexion, looks like a double bend, to be honest. Oh no, and that's the good thing about these figures. If you do take the joints too far, it pops out. Right, there is a wrist swivel, there is a waist swivel, there is probably going to be, yep, there's a borderline ab crunch there. I think, yeah, that's definitely supposed to be there. The hips, are these hip skirts? No, it's part of the leg, but they will kick all the way forward. Pretty much. I don't want to push that any further, so they won't go any further back. There is a big knee bend, it'll kick all the way back up. There is a swivel at the top of the thigh, and there's an ankle, yeah, tilt and rock. This is brand new, by the way. I've just literally taken it out, so that's why it's a little bit stiff. The guns, are they pretty much the same? What have I done to his foot? Let's get him to stand back up properly. There we go. If we bring in the original G1 figure, which granted always was a very large G1 figure, the gun is a pretty good likeness of it, to be honest. It's not identical, slightly different, but again, that's probably for reasons that they can't copy it 100%. Right, the guns I'm sure will fit in here, no problem. But as I said, because there's no instructions, I don't know, even though it doesn't look like there is any space to store them in anyway. Sometimes obviously figures give you the ability to do that, but there you go. You can see superposable. I'm just rubbish at it, I do admit it. Maybe I should practice. That could be one of my New Year's resolutions next year, to get better at practice in posing figures. But to be honest, as I say, hopefully I've given you enough information regarding exactly how much you can do with them. So very quickly, just if you collect G1, it's never going to scale with it, but it's to give you an idea of the size of this particular figure. So they're classed as sort of legend scale, and they usually fit in round about the size of a deluxe figure, just below, sorry, a normal deluxe figure. Hound's quite small, Bumblebee's obviously quite a bit smaller, and yeah, he's quite a lot smaller than what I would class, I suppose, as a standard deluxe figure. Yep, there you go. With regards to other figures, though, for those of you who collect other third-party company figures, funnily enough, I haven't got the other Dx9 figure, but I do have I believe that's an oversized magic square. This is a New Age figure, and then we've got an Iron Factory here as well. So you can see, again, they're all pretty much the same, to be honest. They all sort of work well with each other. I'm just thinking, is he about? No, he's bigger than a core class. As I said, in between core and deluxe size. To be honest, there isn't really much more to say about it. It does look good. There's quite a bit of detail on it. It's quite a good price, to be honest. I think it's about £32, which obviously it's, you know, the cost of 2, maybe 3 core class figures, but you can see the difference in the articulation and the engineering that's got into it. There's not too many gaps on it. There's a lot of panels. I'm imagining that the transformation process, to be honest, is going to be quite intricate. And yeah, as I say, robot mode looks okay. Let's come back and have a look at him in his alternate mode. Okay, so we're back in the alternate mode. Apologies, no transformation process on this video. That's because I've separately uploaded a little small video. I've not done the transformation from robot to car because that is, as I mentioned before, on this QR code there. So that's done. But what I've done to help people out is to go from car back to robot, because there isn't actually that. So anyway, let's have a quick look at the alternate mode, and I'll discuss the transformation, because unfortunately, I'm sure you're probably going to guess, not fun at all. Totally, as I say, completely reminiscent of magic squares. They've got these really awkward and just awful little joins in all of the plastic, and it's just, again, loads of panels folding out, loads of awkward and I suppose quite difficult, overly difficult clips and things for you to tab in. To be honest, I'm sure they don't need to be as difficult as they make it out to be, but when you get it into the alternate mode, I'm sure you'd agree, you know, it looks really good. It is really dainty, really small. That's it compared to the original one, so you can see just how much smaller it is. I've got a small deluxe mainline figure here as well, which again, it is a lot smaller than. There is of course no translucent plastic. The windows are all painted. This was of course all up on the backpack. The wheels are on 4 individual pins, which you can see there, but it doesn't roll too well, in all honesty. But again, it looks good. It does look good. I can't say that it doesn't. The colour scheme is pretty much identical, apart from the fact they've got yellow in the wheels instead of the gold chrome. But you can literally replicate everything what they do in the G1. And what I mean by that is, I've obviously put the guns on the roof already, and then I've already got Stylo in there from the G1 figure. And you can do the same. In fact, let's move this out of the way. With this, you've just got to be careful. What you've got to do is you've got to hold on and pull that hinge up, and there you can see he's sitting in there, no problem. Try not to, you can see you've got the cutout there for where that bit there on the head goes. If you sit him up, if you get him like this and you put the legs out all of the way, then you come into problems with trying to get him to sit in, and then the roof, you can see, isn't going to close. So you do need to have the extra little hinge right there in his legs, and then just put him slightly back, and then it will come over and it will cover him up, no problem. So I mean, again, good little gimmick, good that it does it, and I appreciate why they've done it. As I say, my only issue with this is pretty much the same as all of the magic square figures I've reviewed on this channel, and the Dx9 double dealer. I nearly said the Japanese name, but it was the double dealer. Just found them just overly complicated, and as I say, it is a shame, but it's not just these. It's X-Transbot, it's some of Takara's masterpiece, in honesty, as well. I think of the transformation for me, and this is obviously only me, if it's just too overcomplicated, then for me it just takes the fun straight away out of the figure, to the point where sometimes I don't even want, you know, to display it or play with it, etc. I just want to pretty much get rid of it. But I think this guy is definitely looking great in robot mode. I'm sure he'll look good with the rest of them when they come out as well. And of course, as you saw, he does display well with the third-party legend scale figures. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to round it up there. This is the new Dx9 Mini 02 Michael Murphy. In fact, if anybody knows why he's called Michael Murphy, please let me know in the comments. I'd like to know the answer to that. And of course, there's a direct link for this to get him from Shozy for yourself, and don't forget my code. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.